We are Black Force. We are San Diego.
The Brewers, for the second game in a row, score big in the first inning. They powered up last night. 5 runs in the first after 4 in Game 1. An 8-4 win last night in Game 2 of the series. 5 home runs for the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome inside the broadcast booth here at Miller Park. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, last night the Padres had lost in the game, but there were some highlights. Hunter Renfroe homers for the 3rd straight game. Right now he's powering up.
He's the type of guy you wanted to hit in the first inning. He's hitting 3rd again tonight. You get a base runner on, there's a chance for that home run. And the one thing I look like, let's go back to the swing of Hunter Renfroe, starting in Chicago. He looks more comfortable, not a lot of moving parts, getting to the baseball in front, and he's also got power as well. So the 3 home runs, 7 RBIs is very, very key. But the one thing that I look at, there's actually a couple things. Sac flies, hitting the ball the opposite way to right field and to center field. But interestingly enough, during this stretch, only 1 strikeout for Hunter Renfroe. He's taking pitches off the plate. He's driving them the other way if they're hittable pitches, but not swinging at pitches that pitchers like to have hitters swing out of the zone. So he's very disciplined right now, and the RBIs and the home runs are coming for Hunter Renfroe.
One thing we've learned in the first 2 games against the Brewers, their offense is very good, and that lineup very deep.
Not a lot of breathing room, right, Donnie? In this lineup, it seems like every inning, there's a chance that a Brewer can come up to the plate and hurt you with the home run, whether it's a solo shot or a 2-run shot. 16 home runs in the last 6 games for the Brew Crew, 151 total, that's 2nd in the National League. And you know what, in the lineup today, and this is without Moustakas and Thames, 104 home runs, minus Moustakas with 22, Thames with 16. There's a threat every inning. There's no breathing room for the pitching staff here. This is one deep lineup. That's why they're in the hunt in the National League Central.
Still a chance to win the series for the Padres today. We'll see. Coming up, Andy Green will talk about his shortstop, Freddie Galvis, who's been outstanding all season long. We'll talk Galvis from Miller Park in Milwaukee. Bob Scanlon joins us next.
Welcome back to Miller Park. The Padres took the opener here 11-5. They dropped yesterday's ball game 8-4, so they're looking to take the series today. One thing that has been consistent, not only on this road trip, but all season long, has been the outstanding defense by Freddie Galvis. It's gotten to the point where his teammates aren't even surprised anymore by some of the great plays that he's made, but he's yet to win a Gold Glove. This year may be the time that he does it. What's going to be the difference? Andy Green explains.
To me, it's just the consistency. Very few are as automatic, if nobody's as automatic as him on the routine play. And every single pitcher, when they get a routine ground ball in the infield, they need those plays made. And there's not another guy in the game that's more consistent than him. There might be a couple that are probably a little bit flashier, but he's made some outrageous plays as well. So I think his consistency separates him from just about everybody else.
There it is. Not only does he make the average play, he makes the incredible play as well. And when you figure that he has a .987 fielding percentage right now, that is the best in the National League for the third consecutive year. This could be the year that he wrestles that Gold Glove away from Brandon Crawford, who's had a stronghold on it. One other thing to keep in mind, when you look at the metrics, it's not just the fielding percentage, but nobody has made more above-average plays to the right in the third base hole than Freddie Galvis this year. It could be his year to get some gold. Well, the Padres have been rocking the road trip. They're going to try to win the series. They're going to try to walk away with a winning road trip as well. Robbie Erlin will help him to do it. He's going up against Junior Guerra. Padres, Brewers, first pitch coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Brought to you by Petco, the pet company, and by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. Welcome back to Milwaukee. Third and final game of this three-game series between the Padres and the Brewers. They'll be running later on. We are now. Time for our Saquon Pick the Stick. Fans, you decide who you're with by tweeting hashtag I'm with the last name of the broadcast do you think has the best pick. And if you're right, you can win a free lunch buffet for two at Saquon Casino. You must be 18 and older to win. Let's check out the weather conditions here today. Our weather report is always brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County. Cloudy above, and we just had a light rain come through here. The roof is still open and is not closing at the moment, so it looks like we're going to start under these conditions with the roof open, as it has been for all three games. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and the birthday boy, Bob Scanlon, working the sidelines today here for the Padres and Brewers in Game 3 of the series. Time now to check out the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Travis Jankowski in center field leads it off with Eric Hosmer at first base. Hunter Renfroe in left. Franmil Reyes in right. Corey Spangenberg at third base. Jose Perella is at second base. Freddie Galvis at short. A.J. Ellis does the catching day game after the night game. Robbie Erlin out of the 9 spot. As ready to work for the Milwaukee Brewers, Junior Guerra facing Travis Jankowski to start the ball game.
Well, the right-hander Guerra on the hill today for the Brewers. Inconsistent. Last outing he was good, but prior to that, secondary pitches not so good, and had been giving up home runs lately. Last 4 starts, he's given up at least 1 home run, and the home run has been a common theme in this series against the Brewers for both clubs.
Well, Jankowski came off the bench in last night's game. He starts here tonight. He gets a start at center field. As Manuel Margot off today. Travis 255, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. Grounds it foul over by the Brewers dugout. They're housed on the first base side here at Miller Park. A lot of kids here today, a lot of camps.
Yeah, having fun at the old ball yard.
That's in there for strike 3. Jankowski takes it. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 1 down.
Let's take a look at the Brewers defense, brought to you by San Diego Cadillac dealers. At shortstop, Hernan Perez, 17th start at shortstop, 475 career games. To his right, Travis Shaw will be at third base. Jonathan Scope at second base, Aguilar at first, Manny Pena behind the plate, outfield left to right, Braun, Kane, and Yelich for the Brewers.
1 down here in the first inning. Eric Hosmer standing in on the left side. Fastball's been about 93. Looks faster than that, to be honest with the reaction so far from Jankowski and Hosmer.
I would be interested to see the spin rate from Guerra out of his hand. When you have life like that throughout the pitch, that's indicating that he's got pretty good spin rate. Pretty straight fastball at 93, so hopefully the Padres can get a fat fastball and then crush a mistake.
Hosmer in the midst of a 14-game on base streak, which he's had a .387 on base percentage. But walking more. Time's not getting a lot to hit. Taking advantage of that, being patient, more selective. Right back at Guerra. Knocks it down and flips to first for the out. Hot shot. Return to sender. 2 down.
That'll wake you up. Oh. Was that ball off him and then his glove was behind him and it knocked it down even more? But anyway you look at it, that's 1-3. That's great reaction from Guerra. I take that back. The ball probably found him. Wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Ticketed for center field, but instead it's out number 2. Brings up Hunter Renfroe, who's homered in 3 straight games. Collided with Christian Villanueva in the outfield last night's game. He's homered in 3 straight, 6 for 14. Last 3 games with 7 RBIs. Going to join Will Myers, only Padres player who's homered in 4 straight games this year. Guerra coming in with a record under 500 individually. 6-7 to start the day. 3.42 earned run average. 22nd start of the year. And that's strike 2.
Wow, 95.
That's the hardest he's thrown today. take a look at StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Biggest piece of the pie, 36% right at shortstop, Hernan Perez and Jonathan Scope.
On the ground foul outside of third.
When we talked about the spin rate out of the hand of Junior Guerra, he's just a tick above the major league average. For Guerra, 2275 revolutions per minute. Major league average, 2263, so he's above the major league average.
Renfroe fractured his bat. It's a new one. Down on the count here, 1-2.
Well, he's the type of guy, we mentioned it in our open about having him up, batting third in the first inning to do some damage. 1-2 for Guerra, but yet he has the potential of popping one out of the ballpark to get on the board.
Shift on Renfroe here on the left side of the infield. As we showed you, largely a pull hitter. Close pitch, called the ball, full count.
That's a good sign. That pitch was down, right? But over the plate, good recognition by Hunter.
On deck, Franmil Reyes batting in the cleanup spot today. A little different looking lineup for the Padres in this day game finale of this series. Foul off to the right. Thanks full here, 3-2 to Hunter Renfroe. Takes ball 4. That pitch was just down 2. So a 2-out base on balls. Good plate appearance for Hunter Renfroe. That'll bring up Franmil Reyes. 6 for his last 10 at the plate. 2 home runs in the last 3 games, hitting at .254 overall. 8 homers and 12 runs batted in. 2 down. Renfroe at first base. Nice for the Padres to jump out to an early lead, something the Brewers have done in this series. 4 runs in the first inning in game 1. And 5 runs in the first inning in game 2.
Yeah, tough playing catch up, although they went home happy on that first game, winning 11-5. 5 runs, did not score after that. Friars put a hurting on the Brewers.
Reyes to left field, and Braun moves over, but that's going to drop in front of him. Heading for third is Renfroe. Throw goes to second, and the Padres have something going with 2 down here in the first inning. First and third with 2 away.
An awkward swing. Let's see if he fights this one off. Wow, that one is almost hitting the belt buckle of Reyes. Avoids hitting the barrel of the bat, got jammed, a little flare down the left field line, keeping the inning alive.
First and third, 2 down, and Corey Spangenberg with an opportunity here in the first inning. Spangenberg at .238 coming in. 6 homers and 20 runs batted in. Wild swing and a miss for strike 1. Fastball at 95. Seems like anytime that he elevates, he gets more velocity.
I've seen 95. What you 95?
Yep. Yes. Seems like the lower pitch is 93.
With a little bit of movement also. Like that, a little two-seam. Oh, got a call there at 95.
Spangenberg falls behind here, 0-2.
This is peppering the zone down and in. If you're going to go in there and get that call, go right in there again. Corey's really got to protect. Down in the zone and up out of the zone. He's going up and in here.
struck him out. Get out of a jam here in the first inning. Promising inning, but the Padres don't score. Brewers are coming up. Bottom of the first inning. Check out Craig Counsell starting 9 today. Lorenzo Canopy leading it off once again. Christian Yelich in right field. Jesus Aguilar at first base with Ryan Braun in left. Hernan Perez gets a start at shortstop. Travis Shaw's at third base. Jonathan Scope, who has struggled since coming here to the Brewers, bats seventh. Manny Pena does the catching eighth, and Junior Guerra, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. Robbie Erlin getting his 4th start for the Padres.
Beat the Cubs last Thursday. 1 run, 5 innings, quality strikes, and quick outs for the left-hander. That was a good test for Robbie against the NL Central leading Cubs.
Fly ball struck well to right. Reyes back on the dirt of the track makes the catch. Kane sending one deep and far to right, but he is out number 1.
Take a look at the defense behind Robbie Erlin. We just saw Franmil Reyes in right field. Hunter Renfroe is in left field. Speaking of Hunter, 13th start in left field this season. Right up the gut, center field, Travis Jankowski. On the infield, third to first, Corey Spangenberg. Everyday Freddie Galvis at shortstop. Jose Perella at second. Eric Hosmer at first base. A.J. Ellis, the veteran, putting down the signs for Erlin today.
One down for Christian Yelich, was in left field yesterday. Back in right field for today's game. 322, 18 homers, 60 runs batted in for the former Miami Marlin.
How about Robbie Erlin? 2 teams back-to-back starts that have 1 and 2 in the National League in home runs.
Pretty impressive.
I take that back. The Cubs, not a home run hitting team. Check that. The Cubs not. Brewers second in the National League. So #1 average for the Cubs, #2 in home runs for the Brew Crew. So I'd say that's a pretty good test back to back.
Yelich started the day tied with Nick Markakis of the Atlanta Braves for the lead in batting average in the National League, both at 322. Full count now. Runs scored in the first inning. 4 in game 1, 5 in game 2. We got 75 in the first inning. Diamondbacks lead in that category with 92. Close pitch, and that looked to be a strike, but called a ball. So a 1-out walk for Christian Yelich.
Oh, really good pitch. Robbie gets squeezed there. Goes up and away, quadrant, and does not get the call.
1 out, 1 on. Jesus Aguilar coming up here. .28 home runs on the year for Aguilar. Home runs in each of the first 2 games of the series. 82 RBIs now, 276 average.
He is coming out hacking, isn't he?
Doesn't get cheated, takes some pretty good cuts. 3 for 8, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs in the series. As mentioned, home runs in game 1 and game 2. Close pitches, 1-1. Try to get him to chase going up top. Milwaukee starting the day, a game and a half back of the Chicago Cubs on the NL Central. That's a high strike, and it's 2-2.
Back-to-back changeups from Robbie Erlin, 86 and 85.
Opposite field down the right field line, but headed foul. Yelich at first, 1 down in the first. And a fly ball headed towards left center field. Jankowski moves over and under for out number 2 of the first inning. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Take Junior to school. Junior Guerra had a good outing last time, and hopefully the Padres can teach him a few things this afternoon. And also repeat Robbie, talking about Robbie Erlin's last outing in Chicago against the Cubs, a solid 5.
2 down here in the first inning. Brings up Ryan Braun. I think in the cleanup spot today. Wild swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Erlin.
Robbie spins the curveball very well. Good 12-6 rotation.
Runner goes. They're thrown over there, and they're going to charge a balk. The Padres have been getting balk calls against them quite a bit lately. Clayton Richard was called for a balk the other night, game 1, and now Robbie Erlin.
Huh. It's 45-degree angle. You can't break that. It's either he broke with his free foot the pitcher's plate, or he stepped beyond the 45. Bill Miller, the first base umpire, immediately points balk at 390 feet.
Braun fouls it off to the right, out of play. And a look at the balk call here.
Kind of tough. You think he broke the 45?
I felt like his progress was coming home, which is something we've seen more of lately. Remember when home plate umpire called it against them?
Yes.
Earlier this year. It's like your momentum is coming forward and you're throwing over to the side. It's almost like what the balk call really is, deceiving the runner.
I know, it's such
it's a hard, objective call, I think. But it's almost like umpires are looking for it now because it's happening more to the Padres.
I was just going to say that because the Angel Hernandez one on Eric Lauer. Clayton Richard was busted on it, and now Robbie Erlin.
0-2 pitch. I thought one of the worst ones ever is your brother-in-law,
Chris Mahalik.
Chris Mahalik.
My cousin.
His cousin. Your cousin.
Right.
Was
left-hander.
Yes. I always thought that was a balk move.
It was, and he'd admit it. But he got everybody all the time.
He got away with it.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch coming up. On the ground right side. At Perella at second. Fires to first for the out that ends the inning. Brewers leave Yelich at second. Scoreless after one. Day baseball from Milwaukee. Finale of the 3-game series between the Padres and the Brewers. Final game of the road trip for the Padres. Took them to Wrigley Field and Miller Park. Chicago and Milwaukee. Jose Perella leading it off here in the second inning. Galvis, A.J. Ellis will be along here in the top of the second inning. Line to left. Ryan Braun on the move, and he won't get there. It's off the bottom of the wall. Heading for second is Perella. So's the throw. It's high, and Perella's in safely. What a bullet to left from Jose Perella to start things here in the second inning.
Hit so hard that it was no chance for Ryan Braun. Middle in, turns on it. Now it's time to play the camera. Really good camera for Ryan Braun. Glove side. He just kind of works underneath this one and air mails it. Good hustle by Jose Perella. He was thinking two the whole way.
Perella at second base, and Freddie Galvis now standing in. 233, 6 homers, 42 runs batted in. Elevated, and Galvis chased. Career .323 hitter is Freddie Galvis against the Milwaukee Brewers. Galvis has been getting on since the break at .300 on base percentage. Which may safely via hit or walk in 10 of his last 12 games. Talk about all the games that he started. He started now 117 games. We don't often talk about the number of innings. He's played 1,027 innings in the field this season. That's the most in the majors.
It's a lot of time standing out there.
It sure is.
But you know what, though, he covers some serious ground. Bob Scanlon did a nice hit on him before the game. The potential of possibly winning a Gold Glove, his fielding percentage, and how Brandon Crawford has had a stronghold on that piece of hardware. But Freddie, very, very deserving.
Ball 3, full count.
You know what I dislike regarding the Gold Glove award?
What's that?
How they take hitting into consideration. Hitting shouldn't have anything to do with it. It's a Gold Glove. It's not a Silver Slugger. I don't care if there's a shortstop that hits .095. If he's making every play and he's spectacular and he is the man, he should win the Gold Glove.
Fly ball foul down the left field line, out of play. I'd agree with you on that.
Do they take into consideration the guy winning a Silver Slugger about his glove?
No, that's not in the equation.
Then there you go.
On the ground right side, Scope has got it at second base. And he throws out Galvis. A productive out as Perella gets to third base. Moving him on over.
That should be a sacrifice in my book. That should be a sacrifice. And you know what should be a sacrifice even? Guy on third, ground ball, fewer than 2 outs, like a sac fly, you get an RBI. I think if there's a guy on third base for fewer than 2 outs, you get a ground ball to get him in. I think that should be a sacrifice. You get an RBI on it. Same thing. What's the difference between a ground ball and a fly ball? Get the run home.
1 out for A.J. Ellis. This one fouled off to the right, out of play. You got a lot of changes you want to make.
Yeah.
A lot of changes. Got a lot of stuff. Had the chance to talk to Rob Manfred about it earlier this year. We had him on in Monterrey, Mexico.
You know, it's different thoughts, different looks. And speaking of different looks, we've got a different look today in the booth.
What do you? The infield in all the way around as A.J. Ellis lines one to short, and it's going to turn into 2. Breaking for the plate was Perella, and the lineout turns into a DP. That will end the top of the second inning and a half done without a score. Ellis hits it sharply, moving the infield in. Perez turns it.
For his second inning of work, and guys, he's coming off an outstanding effort in his last outing versus the Cubs. As you recall, 5 innings, only 1 run. There were 2 things that Robbie did in that ball game. Number 1, he said, look, I didn't think too much about what was coming up. In my previous starts, I was too worried about the next batter, too worried about the next inning. He said in this last outing, he just worried about making his next pitch. That's number 1. Number 2, did a great job of throwing strike 1. 12 of the first 13 batters he faced over those 4 innings of scoreless work, he was strike 1. So far today, guys, strike 1 to the first 4 batters he's faced today. So Don Mudd, hopefully he can keep it going.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Happy birthday, by the way. Hernan Perez standing in after making that double play. Perez, Shaw, and Scope in the second inning. 257, 9 homers, 27 runs batted in for Perez. Tried to hold up, but went around. Oh, it's actually lightly raining as the game started here at the ballpark. But right now, lots of sunshine. Roof open. Comfortable conditions in Milwaukee as we play day baseball. Popped up into the shallow right center field. Perella back. Jankowski coming in, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Well, Scan, not only is today your birthday, but unfortunately we witnessed an accident before the game. Oh! Wow.
Oh, no.
This was classic, guys.
That's a big man going down.
I thought somebody was punking me right there. It's on my birthday. Wow. I sit down for the pregame show, and the next thing I know, the chair's just imploding underneath me. So, guys, obviously not only am I getting older, but I'm getting fatter, apparently.
Wow.
So.
There's nothing wrong with that, Scan.
They don't make chairs like they used to.
No,
apparently
they don't.
not. Apparently not.
Now, your back was hurting the other day. I can't imagine that helped things.
I am right where I want to be for this ball game and the 4-hour trip home on the plane tonight, guys. So you just get ready. You guys will be carrying me off the plane probably.
Well, you fit perfectly in those rows on the plane with all that leg room we got.
Oh, man. It's been a great birthday. I'm glad I get to share with you guys and with Padre fans. Let's go.
To left field. A base hit for Travis Shaw. With one out here in the second inning. First hit for the Brewers today off Robbie Erlin. Delivers it the other way.
Well, Shaw in the lineup today against the lefty Erlin, and kind of struggled this year for Travis. He's hitting at a 209 clip, but he does a nice job of just taking this ball the opposite way. Nice, easy swing. Knob first, barrel to follow, and spanks it over the shortstop's head for the base knock.
1 out, 1 on, and Jonathan Scope in on the right side. Chopped left side. Villanueva, or Spansberg rather, to second for 1. He'll throw to first, airmail. The question is, how did Scope go in there? Or rather, Shaw go in there at second base? Did he cause that throw to be airmailed by Perella? Scope will head to second on the throw. We'll get a look.
Check out the feed from Corey. Yeah, right chest high. Yeah, clean slide.
Yep.
Just worked underneath it. Heads up in the Brewers dugout.
So error charge to Perella that allows Scope to get to second base, so reach on the fielder's choice. And here's Manny Pena, the catcher. That's out of the 8 spot.
I got a question to pose for our Padre fans at home. Just a simple question. Where's Waldo? Just think about that. If you're watching at home, just look out for Waldo. There he is.
Hey, do you think I look like Waldo?
You look like Waldo or either a chunky Ron Darling. And I love Ron Darling. He's great.
Yeah.
But you kind of look like just
fat Ron Darling. Or where's Waldo?
I like where you should have a striped shirt on today.
So we have a little bit of a contact lens issue today. So
I like them, Donnie.
Glasses going today.
I'm serious. I like those
you
rims.
like them a lot. Yeah, apparently they're very flattering.
Well, you know I was going to give you a hard time. Is this a first?
I have never worn glasses during a game before.
I feel honored.
Contacts, so it's first. We'll see how it goes.
Seriously, you know I was going to give you a hard time, but seriously,
yeah,
I like
coming.
the look. I like the look.
I thought Tom Selleck, Blue Bloods.
Oh,
no.
Really?
Just got a text from Mark Sweeney who tells me my head looks bigger with the glasses. Is that possible? I mean, is it possible my head could look bigger?
Well, they're kind of stretched out a little bit.
Yeah, the round lenses makes everything round, apparently.
Yeah.
This is line to left. Get down to the corner. Scopes coming around to score the game's first run. It's an RBI double for Pena. And it's 1-0 Milwaukee.
Let's see if it's the lefty breaking ball into the right-handed hitting Pena, and it most certainly is. If a left-hander's going to do that to the righty, you better make sure that it's down, down, and in, to where if they do make contact, it's fouled off over near pulled the third base dugout. But that one just catches too much of the plate, and the number 8 hitter drives in a run to get Milwaukee on the board.
Junior Guerra now standing in as Pena doing some dancing out there at second base, like he was going to take off for third. Took a couple of steps in that direction. Guerra fouls it back. 2 for 27 at the plate is the Brewers pitcher. 28 in 4 seasons in the big leagues. Strike 2. Get your game break coming up. Indians hosting the Twins. Fly ball to right center field. Over goes Reyes, but Jankowski is there. And he makes the catch. It ends the inning. The Brewers strike first, take a 1-0 lead through 2. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Brewers have a 1-0 advantage here. Robbie Erlin leads it off in the 3rd inning and takes strike 1. Robbie, a left-handed pitcher, but bats from the right side.
Mike and Mark were just talking about 20 hitters. I'm sorry, take that back. 20 home runs, guys that have 20 home runs or more, I'd like to know if their strikeout total have gone up from the years past.
Those individual hitters?
Yes, that have hit the home runs. Because the strikeouts are up, right? Home runs are up.
Center field, and a base hit for Robbie Erlin. Good start to the third inning for the Padres. The third hit of the game comes from the pitcher, Robbie Erlin.
Well, he's very athletic. Chokes up on the bat, good bat control, and he goes down and gets a breaking ball. In pretty good form right there for Robbie.
Leadoff single begins the third inning, and it brings up Travis Jankowski. The struck out looking in the first inning. To second base, and Scope the second for one, on to first for two. 4-6-3 on the Twin killing second double play turned by the Brewers.
They got in on him. Even with the speed of Travis, a nice turn around the second base bag. Perez with the flip throw to complete the 4-6-3.
Two down here in the third inning brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer grounded back to the mound sharply, to say the least. Guerra knocked it down with his glove and was able to throw him out at first. Fly ball left center field. Lorenzo Cain drifting over shy of the track. Makes the catch right at the edge. 1-0 Brewers after 2.5 from Milwaukee.
I certainly miss Mr. Padre being here. Can't believe it's been that long. But I know that at Petco Park, they'll be watching tomorrow afternoon before their game gets started against the D-backs. And it's a welcomed honor to be able to say I'm from San Diego.
Tune into Fox Sports San Diego on August 13th following Padres Live postgame show for the debut of our very special behind-the-scenes journey with Trevor Hoffman during his Hall of Fame weekend in Cooperstown. Spotlight. Trevor Hoffman's Hall of Fame induction debuts August 13th after Padres Live. Don't miss it.
Third inning, top of the order for the Milwaukee Brewers, Lorenzo Cain. Last 11 games, 343, fouls this one back into the seats. Flat out to the warning track in right field. Ball caught by Franmil Reyes out there on the track in right. See Kane, Yelich, and Aguilar. As good as top three as there is. This is on the ground foul outside of third. Erlin giving up 2 hits and a run in the second inning. Error didn't help.
Probably mixing in the changeup a lot today too to the righties. There's 85 changeup. He's thrown it back to back as Yelich waits on deck.
Did he go? No. This is Bill Miller. Greg Counsell's done a very good job here.
Good baseball guy, Craig Counsell.
Not hard to imagine that when his career was over that he'd want to stay in the game and manage.
Yeah, and you know that's a bet you're going to win every time. Let's see, you're traveling down the street with a friend and you look at the guy across the street and you see Craig Counsell. You say, see that guy there? He played like 15, 16 years in the big leagues. You're kidding me. Come on. No, you know what? You lose the bet, and he was really good.
4th season as a manager of the Brewers. 3rd full season. Named the 19th manager in franchise history. 2015 in May. Placed Ron Renneke as the manager here. 2-2 is on the ground up the middle. Perrella to the backhand. His throw is going to be late off the mark. Renzo Kane reaches at first base. It's been a tough day so far for Perrella at second base. Kind of a hesitation there, and then not a great throw.
Yeah, not really the fleetest of foot either, getting that ball to his right.
Rule it a base hit, 3rd of the game for the Brewers. Yelich will ground one foul outside of first base. Walked in the first inning. Only free pass served up by Robbie Erlin. It's on a lot. Highest OPS this season. 923. Jesus Aguilar, his teammate, 4th in that category. Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals at 991. To first, and Hosmer didn't get the tag there. Didn't get the runner at first. They throw to second to get the force out. But reaching at first base will be Yelich. Tried to swipe the tag on Lorenzo Kane on the way by, but couldn't do it. Ends up forcing him out at second base.
So you get the lead runner.
A couple of former teammates. Kane and Hosmer with the Royals. Yelich at first on the fielder's choice. 1 out, 1 on, and Jesus Aguilar coming up. You prefer not to have anybody on base when you get this guy coming up. With a chance of the home run at any time.
Robbie can't be afraid to go over to first base with that move of his. He got called for a balk earlier, and that one looked like he stepped a little bit more towards first base. You got to pitch him inside, and Robbie's good at that with the fastball on the glove side, command, inside corner.
Do you get a little weirded out by throwing over to first base after you've been called for a balk?
No, as a right-hander for me, no. I got called for a balk once. It really ticked me off. I was in St. Louis, and Bruce Fremming was he's from Milwaukee, by the way, and he called me for a balk. Typical move. I just spun through. Ah, that's a balk. I said, Bruce, why is that a balk? He says, because I said so. Okay. I'm not going to argue.
But he didn't give me any details. He
didn't give me a reason.
No. That's great. Because I said so. I like that.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Aguilar strikes out. First strikeout for Robbie Erlin. 2 down in the inning. It's time for our Coors Light refreshing finish. Last time out for Robbie Erlin against the Chicago Cubs. Fresh off a very good outing and facing back-to-back good offensive lineups.
The number 1 average for the Chicago Cubs. It kept him off balance. He was really spinning that curveball. 5 solid frames, only 1 earned run. He struck out 4 and 1 free pass. It was a 79 pitch effort for Robbie.
Look at the line from Wrigley Field through 79 pitches. Down the right field line. This ball will be a foul ball. Not a lot of foul ground as you get that far down the right field line, but he found it. Ryan Braun getting a second look at Robbie Erlin. Grounded out to second base in the first inning.
Any ghosts
at the hotel?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any. You?
No.
I never do. I don't know why. All the hotels that are
They don't like me, so they don't bother me.
They don't bother you.
No. I did have difficulty going to sleep last night because it's always in my head. Day game, night game, right? Day game after night game. So I'm getting settled in. I'm thinking about, okay, drifting up. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, gosh, I remember hearing a story about a ghost recently on this trip. And then I start thinking about it. Then I think I hear one little noise, and I think it's a ghost opening up my drawers.
Oh, so maybe you did have something
No,
happen, is what
no.
you're saying.
Just the slightest little noise just got in my head. No ghost, though.
Not much sleep either, it sounds like. Line to center. Jankowski started in, now goes back and makes the catch that ends the inning. We played 3. Brewers have a 1-0 lead.
And the pop that the right-hander outfielder has, exit velocity 104. The next one's going to be 104.6 to the pull side. We talk about the last 3 games for Hunter Renfroe. 6 for 14, 7 runs batted in, open stance, squares up. He's taking bad pitches, which it sounds so easy, right? But the one thing during these 3 games, only 1 strikeout. Took a walk in the first inning, was left stranded. So putting together a nice little streak for the Padre outfielder.
Leads it off here in the 4th inning. Guerra's had lots of success with his secondary pitches this year. Opponent's hitting at 122 against his split finger, 183 against his slider. Renfroe lifts it in the air in the infield, right side. Aguilar for the first out of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that split finger you're talking about from Guerra is pretty much his secondary pitch that he will go to. Very consistent with the arm slot, the arm swing. It's almost like a changeup. Very quick with that arm, but yet comes out because of the split finger grip and plus a little tumbling action.
One down here in the 4th inning brings up Franmil Reyes. Average exit velocity, one of your favorite statistics. Reyes 94.2 miles per hour. Aaron Judge, Nelson Cruz top 2.
You know why I kind of do like that? It's because it tells me that guys, and I know there's another stat also when they barrel up balls or whatever, but that tells me that they're squaring up the baseball. The exit velocity is hard, consistently hard, so they're very rarely getting jammed or off the end of the bat, and that's a good thing. I mean, everybody thinks exit velocities. We've got a game break coming up from the nation's capital. Bravos, Nats. Exit velocities just, you know, home runs. No, it's hard ground balls that get through as well.
Strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Junior Guerra held the Rockies to 3 runs over season-high 8 innings on Friday. Ended up with a no decision. Brewers did win 5-3. In fact, the Rockies won 7 of the last 9 games that Guerra has started. Opposite field, and that will get in for a base hit down the line. Reyes is thinking 2. Yelich's throw will be late, and a double with 1 out for Franmil Reyes here in the 4th inning.
You know, it's funny, we just get done talking about exit velocity off the bat of Franmil Reyes, and if you were to add up the last 2 hits this afternoon, one down the left field line and this one down the right field line, I don't know if it would equal 106. Any way you look at it, he's getting on base. Very good hustle out of the box. A long way to run for Yelich. And the kid's in scoring position.
1 out. Reyes at second, and Corey Spangenberg coming up. Spangenberg batted with runners at 1st and 3rd in the 1st and struck out. Gets his 2nd look today at Junior Guerra. 304, runners in scoring position on the year. Guerra falling behind here, 2-0. Bounces in. 3-0.
Good walk by Pena there. It's probably the split finger at 86.
First base open. Perella waiting on deck. Padres trying to answer the run the Brewers got in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So they bat in the top of the 4th. This would be pitch 50. And that's strike 1. Fastball on the inside corner. Ball 4, and Spangenberg down to first base. 2nd walk allowed by Guerra. So 2 on with 1 away. Guerra got down in the count. Ends up walking Spangenberg, and here comes Jose Perella. Doubled his first time up in the 2nd inning. Well, the 4 hits the Padres have out hitting the Brewers at this point, 4-3. Lined into right field, a base hit for Perella. Reyes will be waved around. Here comes the throw from Yelich in right. Going to be close, and he will be safe. The throw may have beat him, but he eluded the tag, and the game is tied 1-1.
Glenn Hoffman from the get-go, given the green light. And he is safe. Good call by home plate umpire Todd Tichenor. There is a little bit of a delay here. Manny Pena is looking in the dugout. Guerra is looking in the dugout. I thought from that angle he was clearly safe.
No challenge. Padres tied up 1-1.
Oh, that's close.
Wow,
That's
closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Game tied 1-1. First and second, one out, run in. Freddie Galvis 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out to second base. Two 2-0. Guerra has been behind for the most part in this inning. Second time through the Padres order.
You almost think that Freddie Galvis has got to be sitting fastball right here. He doesn't want to go 3-0. There it is.
Fastball a little bit up.
Guerra's got a little extra tonight. 95.
Spangenberg at second, Perella at first with one down. Ooh. Gets a home plate umpire, Todd Tichenor. Says it's okay. Also got the catcher, Pena.
Spun that mask to the right side of his head there. Nasty.
Two-two to Galvis. Foul off to the left, out of play. In the dirt, nicely picked by Pena. Down and in, and Pena just kind of lunging to his right.
Yeah, good technique.
Good slide.
What you can't control is the technique. What you can't control is the bounce of the baseball. That breaking ball is going to check back up. The bigger the breaking ball, like curveball, it's going to hit and then bounce back the other way.
Spangenberg at second, Perella at first, one down here in the fourth inning. Padres have tied it up 1-1. And that is ball 4 to load the bases. Second walk of the inning, third of the outing for Junior Guerra. Well, Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, headed out there for the first time today to talk to Guerra.
Just a little calm down, I would say. Also with A.J. Ellis coming up. Hey, how do you want to attack this guy first pitch? Seen some split fingers out of the hand of Guerra, but maybe a short, small breaking ball like a slider might be in play here. AJ is looking to turn something around here. Drive in at least a couple with one swing.
Bases loaded scenario with one out here in the fourth inning, a run already in. And A.J. Ellis coming up. Good contact in the second inning. Lined out to the shortstop, but it turned into a double play with Pirela breaking plate work.
Always have to be aware also of Pena throwing behind the runners. So after a good secondary lead, scamper back to your respective base. You don't want to get picked, and watch for that ball in the dirt.
Guerra with another ball. Starts off behind again. Two and 0. So some wildness here in the fourth inning for Junior Guerra. He's walked two. Giving up a couple of hits. This is the inning breakdown. 22 pitches, 14 balls in the inning. Ellis fouls it off down the right field line. 2-1.
I think AJ's got to think right center field. 95. He touched 96 this inning. Guerra. It was a ball, but still. Think fastball right over the second baseman's head.
2-2.
There's 96.
That's the hardest one he's thrown today.
Coming in hot.
Ellis strikes out. Guerra needed that. Picks up his third K of the day. Two down here in the fourth inning.
And Guerra reaching back. He's just challenging him at 96. Nothing but fastballs.
Bases loaded, two down. Robbie Erlin has one of the 5 Padres hits on the afternoon. Take strike one. Strike two. Grounded towards shortstop. Hernan Perez will tag the bag at second, getting over. So out of a major jam as Guerra does allow a run as the Padres tie the score 1-1. Jose Pirela with an RBI single has tied it up 1-1 with Franmil Reyes coming in, just getting in. All right, Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney as Robbie Erlin just grounded out to end last inning as the Padres do get a run back. Tied the score 1-1. Back to work for Erlin here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hernan Perez, Travis Shaw, and Jonathan Scope coming up here for Milwaukee. And
closing the roof.
Closing the roof.
Yeah.
You say it's getting darker in here, but I guess it really is.
Looks like a big spaceship coming in.
It's pretty cool.
It's a big clamshell.
I don't know of anywhere else that it closes like this. It just comes together. You know, like Safeco Field just rolls over the top.
Correct.
Toronto has kind of pieces that come together from a couple different places.
This is pretty cool, though, to see it in motion.
Closing pretty quickly. Now, once they close it, they can't open it back up again, right?
I think so.
Center field. Hernan Perez collects a base hit to begin things here in the 4th inning.
Well, Robbie has had traffic each inning he has worked. As Don mentioned, only 1 run in the 2nd inning. Hey, singles are okay. You work for a grounder, get a double play possibly.
Travis Shaw, 345 last 11 games. Moving all over the infield defensively. Saw time at second base in each of the first 2 games of the series. To start at 3rd today for the Brewers. Single to left in the 2nd inning. He's got one of the 4 Milwaukee hits in this game. On the ground to the vacated right side into right field. Perez takes second. First 2 Brewers have reached here in the inning.
Arco, quality top-tier gas for less.
Singles by Perez and Shaw start the bottom of the 4th inning. Working towards the bottom of the order, Jonathan Scope coming up here. Came off the bench last night, started the first game of the series. Combined numbers between Milwaukee and Baltimore: 17 home runs, 40 RBIs, and the .234 average. Runners go, and they're both going to get there. Double steal. No throw.
Well, what a great play put on by Craig Counsell, the manager for the Brewers there. I like that play because it's the first pitch of the at-bat to Scope. And Robbie looked him as well. And boy, what a great jump. Even though he's the trailing runner, Shaw looked like he was halfway to second base, didn't he?
Yeah, he started first. Second and third. Down and in, 2-0. Now Ellis going to go out and talk to Robbie Erlin.
You know, I think that Perez kind of disrupted Robbie a little bit there. He was in a full sprint and it came to a halt. Robbie kind of quickened up his delivery. AJ doing most of the talking right here.
Second and third, nobody out for the Brewers.
And you know, for a guy who's been struggling lately as a Brewer, Scope, what a great opportunity for him to drive in a couple runs.
3 for his first 26 in Milwaukee. Fouling it back. Strike 1. He's also not been great defensively. 4 errors in 7 games. So it has affected his fielding as well. It's up at 2-2. Erlin battling back here. 26 at bats, 12 strikeouts for Scope so far. Now it's 2-2.
Boy, talk about getting significantly darker here with that roof now closed.
Big time.
Punch out would be ideal right here for Robbie.
Line down the left field line to the corner. Perez from third will score. Here comes Shaw. It's a 2-run double for Jonathan Schoop. And a 3-1 Milwaukee lead. 3 straight hits here in the 4th inning.
Just out of the reach of Corey Spangenberg, and for a guy who's been struggling, Jonathan Schoop puts a good swing after fouling off some pitches. Had 2 strikes on him. Get to it, get the hands through, and keeps it fair. It's got to make him feel nice, feel good. Driving in 2.
Schoop at second, 2 runs in. Manny Pena the batter. Popped up right side. Hosmer, a little stagger, but he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 down. That'll bring up the pitcher, Junior Guerra, who's just got a couple runs here with which to work. Guerra 2 for 28 at the plate this season. 0 for 1 today. So fly down to center field, and Travis Jankowski back in the 2nd inning. Ball and a strike. Fourth start of the year for Robbie Erlin. Meanwhile, a 2.05 ERA out of the pen. This one down the right field line, headed foul. Ooh. Wow, that was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Just kind of nonchalanted that and
Yeah.
almost hit the pole.
It wasn't even that good of a swing from Guerra also.
1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Erlin strikes him out. Second strikeout for Robbie Erlin. Out number 2 of the bottom of the 4th inning.
We'll talk about the different numbers for Robbie, starter, reliever. And, you know, this day and age, Donnie, you know, pitchers, if you can go 5 innings, right? 6 is a bonus.
That's all you really need.
You just kind of empty the tank for 5 innings. Not nitpick and really trying to set up hitters. Just go right after him and challenge him.
You look at his start against the Cubs. 1 run allowed to the Cubs in 5 innings. 79 pitches in those 5 innings. A 6-1 Padres win. Top of the order, Lorenzo Cain with 2 down, a runner at second. Ball 1. Cain has flied out to the warning track in right. Reached on an infield hit his last time up in the 3rd inning. '70th pitch from Erlin is going to miss. 2-0. Padres were into the pen pretty early in last night's game. Brett Kennedy's start. Phil Hughes logged some innings to help out the bullpen for today's final game of the series.
Phil 3 frames yesterday.
.30 pitch. Grounded foul. 3-0 swinging there was Lorenzo Cain. He was out ahead. Couldn't wait on it. Look at the breakdown by inning for Robbie Erlin. 72 right now. Big crowd in Milwaukee. being heard from here in the 4th inning. On the ground to shortstop. Rounding behind it is Galvis, and a bobble there. Coming home is Scope. Throw not in time. 4-1 Brewers. Very rare miscue by Galvis at shortstop.
We talked earlier about Freddie Galvis going to his right and how well he is to his right. That's a very makeable play. He rounded it and fielded it in front of him rather with the backhand. That's the right play. Kane's got some speed, and we know that Freddie's going to have to be quick. Now you can forget about Kane, and now firing a strike to home plate. Kind of back on his heels a little bit. And Scope adds on.
Error charged to Freddie Galvis. Christian Yelich, 3rd plate appearance of the game, has walked and reached on a fielder's choice. Runner goes. Now see if they can get him. Throw down, and they will get him. 1-3 to 6 on the caught stealing at second base. It will end this inning, but a 3-run inning for the Brewers, who take a 4-1 lead to the 5th.
He's willing to put in the time. He's constantly learning day to day. He's asking the right questions, and you know, it's fun to see how he's improved. You know, each time he's gotten up to the big leagues, but you know, you can just see the mid-game adjustments, the adjustments at bat to bat, and he's looking really, really good.
That's Eric Hosmer. He's known as Papo to the young Latin players in this clubhouse, and he's been a great mentor towards all of them, but there's been a special connection between him and Franmil Reyes, who's due up this inning if somebody can get on base. But Franmil is 8 for 12 so far since being recalled, and as you heard Hosmer say, he asks the right questions. He says he's very bright, and he applies the things that they talk about. Don and Mutt, it's been fun to watch the relationship between the two of them, and as I'm sure you've noticed, anytime Reyes has a home run or has something big happen, it's Eric Hosmer, the first one out of that dugout, to give him the high fives.
Seems like there are a lot of guys that he has sort of been a mentor for, and we saw that very early on in spring training with the guys that aren't even here yet. Urias and Tatis. It seemed that way then, but certainly with Franmil Reyes this year, it's been a lot of fun to watch.
He's paying it forward, and as Bob Scanlon mentioned that coming out of the dugout now, I can see that after a home run, Eric Hosmer is the first one. He's a guy that's I would gravitate to, no doubt.
Well, Jankowski trying to bunt his way on, and he will. Base hit. Well, the bunt signal here for Travis Jankowski to get it started.
Well, after striking out, looking the first at bat to lead off the game in the 4-6-3 double play, why not try to utilize that speed? Put some pressure on Guerra there. And it's the speed of Jankowski. Gary did everything he could right there to try to throw out Travis.
Eric Hosmer now batting 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded back to the mound and fly down to center, 0 for 2. They said first out of the dugout, and this has been a recurring theme this year. Anytime Reyes is homered.
Some serious air right there. It's nice.
Actually, I have a T-shirt of it.
I
Eddie
saw
Green
that.
wears it from time to time.
Yes.
One single by Jankowski starts the 5th inning. Padres trailing by 3. 0-1 coming to Hosmer. Time call. It's Garrett taking a long time. On the ground up the middle, it is Perez who touches second, fires to first, double play. Wow. What a play that was.
Travis Jankowski is still at second base. He pointed towards the dugout. He's got to redirect himself. Perez very close at second. No doubt at first.
No challenge from the Padres. 6-3 on the double play. That is the 3rd double play turned today by Milwaukee.
It's a nice play by Perez.
2 down in the 5th on a run throw. The base is empty. Time down for our Kia drive to success. Home runs in the month of August. Well, Brewers with 16, Padres with 10, 3rd in that category. Dodgers in between with 12. Renfroe lines it to left field. That gets through to the track on the wall. Braun back to play, but Renfroe headed to second base as a 2-out double. Second time he's been on base today.
That's good swinging. That's going down and getting it. And that ball was tattooed off the bat of Hunter Renfroe. Breaking ball goes down and gets it at 88. Not even his best swing. That's some serious exit velocity on that one, I would bet.
Extends his hitting streak to 7 games, a new career high. 2 down, Renfroe at second. Franmil Reyes 2 for 2 in the game. Single to the left in the first, a double in the 4th inning. Move the center fielder Lorenzo Cain to left center. Gap out in right center field right now for Reyes. Chop left side. Shaw at the lip of the grass fires to first for the out that ends the inning. Padres leave Renfroe in scoring position. Brewers have a 4-1 lead. of stuff going on here today. Right now, the Brewers on top 4-1. Big 3-run bottom of the 4th inning. Now they bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Christian Yelich, Jesus Aguilar, and Ryan Braun. Sounded like a broken bat. A little pop-up to Hosmer for the first out here of the 5th inning. So Yelich retired.
Yeah, for the Brewers this afternoon, it's 5, 6, and 7 doing the damage. Perez, Shaw, Scope. Robbie Earl doing a nice job of keeping Kane, Yelich, Aguilar off the base. Also Braun 0 for 2. So guys, there's really no breathing room in this lineup. We talked about that, and the home run was a common theme.
Jesus Aguilar has fly to center and struck out swinging. Mentioned he homered in each of the first 2 games of the series. The Brewers have hit 16 home runs and scored 35 runs in their last 6 games, but have only got 3 and 3 in those 6 games. So still hitting a lot of home runs.
Tells me that maybe the bullpen's giving it up a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
After this game, the Brewers will head out on an 8-game road trip. They will face the Braves, the Cubs, and Cardinals, all teams involved. Check first, did he go? No. This is Bill Miller. Brewers in the season series have taken 4 or 5 games against the Padres. And of course, they began the year at Petco Park. Swing and a miss, and Aguilar strikes out for the 2nd time today. 3rd K for Erlin. 2 down here in the 5th inning. It's time now for our Fan Diego fan of the game. Showing Padres baseball on the road.
That's a future big league. Don't do it, kid. Don't. Oh.
Oh, sometimes.
That Smales kid will eat anything.
Cleaning it out, you know. 2 down. Two down here in the 5th. Braun 0 for 2. He has grounded out to 2nd, lined out to center. Strike 2. Erlin pitching here into the 5th with 2 down. Pitch 85 coming up for the left-hander. And a little dribbler right in front of the plate. Ellis got to hurry up. His throw in time. Nice play. Nicely done by A.J. Ellis on a strong arm down there to first base. So 1-2-3 5th inning for Robbie Erlin. We head to the 6th. Milwaukee Brewers on top of this one 4-1. And then pounce out there very quickly. Make a good throw. He did all of that. By Petco, the pet company. And by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. Brewers on top in this one, 4-1 as we head to the 6th inning. Corey Spangenberg leads it off, tries to bunt his way on, but fouls it off. Junior Guerra back out there for his 6th inning of work. Edie pitches deep into his outing. This one back at him. His throw in time to get Corey Spangenberg one down. Well, the Padres hit 2 home runs in a single game. Tweet at Fox Sports SD using the hashtag #HitToGetTo for your chance to win 4 new Hankook tires. Brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers. One out in the 6th inning for Jose Perella. 2 for 2. Double and a single. He's driven in a run. I feel pretty much straight away on Jose Perella. Wild swing and a miss has him down 1-2. It's running away.
I want to see if Jose shortens up here. Haven't seen that lately. That splitty.
Perella not chasing. 2-2. Talk about the Brewers schedule. Padres have a chance to mess up some playoff chances for some teams. Phillies, Diamondbacks, Rockies, Dodgers, Mariners all on the schedule. Chop left side. Perez on a tough hop. His throw is going to be in time. Nice play. Hernan Perez has had a heck of a game defensively at shortstop today for the Brewers. 2 down.
That is not an easy play to make. And for Perez, he charges this one. He elects to go with the backhand. That's one of those to where, you know, you try to get in your best position and let the ball find the glove, and it's perfectly executed by Perez.
Well, time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question of the day.
I love it.
Padres have hit at least 1 home run in 6 consecutive games. What's the team record? Consecutive games with a home run. Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia.
I'm going to say 8. No, you know, I think it's more than that. I remember this one. And you know what? Chiron Bob's not going to slip one by us today. The answer is not 0.
Yesterday was the last Brewer to win a batting title. We had guest Paul Molitor. No one's ever won one for the Brewers. Fouled off to the left. Got Christian Yelich right now.
I'm going to say it's in the double digits. I think it's in the double digits. I'm going to say 14. What do you think, Waldo?
I don't know. Not sure. You're going to call me Waldo all the time now? I mean, you know where I am.
You're right next to me.
Yeah.
Yep. Kind of hard not to spot.
A.J. Ellis waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 6th inning. The off pitch to Freddie Galvis with 2 down in the inning. High drive, deep right field for Galvis. That ball is gone. A home run. Well, the bullpen, and a shot to right field for Freddie Galvis, his 7th of the year. And it's now 4-2.
Well, with the 4-1 lead and the full count, Guerra looks like it cuts a fastball a little bit at 93, and Galvis is looking for the heater. Good swing by Freddie. Cuts the Brewer lead in half.
Now A.J. Ellis grounds one to third base. Travis Shaw is there. His throw is good, and the inning is over. Home run for Freddie Galvis, 4-2 Brewers. It's time now to answer today's trivia question, brought to you by Valley View Casino. Padres have hit at least 1 home run in 7 consecutive games. What is the team record for most consecutive games with a home run? And
21.
The answer is 25. June 28th through July 27th of 2016.
That's quite a run.
Just a couple of years ago. Robbie Erlin leaves the game as Phil Maton comes in.
All right, protect a 2-run deficit for Phil Maton, his 30th game. Whoa.
Pretty good throw.
Yeah. And once again, thank goodness for that screens down there. Watch out for flying bats and balls. Please. (6-3) Washington over the Braves. That's a final. A lot of games off tonight.
Robbie Erlin today, 5 innings, 8 hits, allows 4 runs, walked 1, struck out 3. Two of the 4 runs are earned. Robbie Erlin today, as Hernan Perez leads it off here. It's down to the count, 1-2. So Maton now in the game.
Hey, just to quantify that trivia question answer, Padres 25 games in 2016. The Texas Rangers had 27 in 2002. That's a lot of games homering.
Swing and a miss, and Perez strikes out. First out of the 6th inning. Nathan's first K.
Great way to come out of the pen after the first hitter here faced and wipes him out on a slider. And Perez way out in front of this one. One hands it. Ball in the dirt. A.J. Ellis tags him for the putout.
One down here in the 6th inning brings up Travis Shaw. Padres going to a shift on the right side on Shaw. Bunts at it down the third baseline. Galvis's throw is going to be off the mark and gets thrown away, but no further advance for Shaw. Galvis kind of fortunate there that he didn't just pick up his 2nd error of the day.
Freddie's very quick on this one. A great bunt, a really well-placed bunt by Shaw. And that's one of those plays there where, yeah, you're lucky, Don. That ball hits the front of the Brewers dugout, and Eric Hosmer immediately when that ball was thrown, he was off, away from that back to prevent from that ball from going anywhere else.
3-hit day today for Travis Shaw. Jonathan Schoop had a 2-run double his last time up. Elevates and he chases 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out, does Jonathan Schoop on a pitch up. 2nd strikeout for Phil Maton, 2 down.
This copyright telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, it's raining outside.
Yeah, it is.
That's why the roof is closed inside.
You think?
I think so, yes. That's why I said it. 2 down, runner at first. Manny Pena, 1-4-2 with an RBI double in the 2nd inning. Mike Moustakas has come out on deck for Milwaukee. There are 2 outs in the inning. He would pinch hit for the pitcher, Guerra. Moustakas starting the first 2 games of the series, coming off the bench here in Game 3.
Not bad having a guy like Moustakas off the bench with 22 home runs this year.
Line to left and a base hit. Up to 2nd base goes Shaw. 2 on with 2 down for the Brewers here in the 6th inning. Castillo now warming in the Padres pen. It's on first out of the pen for Robbie Erlin. Here is Moustakas to pinch hit. And as he is introduced, Andy Green pops out of the dugout. Looks like he's got a double switch coming up here as he talks to Todd Tichenor, the home plate umpire. So a pitching change from Miller Park in Milwaukee. Carlos Asuaje is coming in. Brewers have a 4-2 lead over the Padres. Get Padres home screen icons and features such as MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Now 2 down here in the 6th inning with 2 on. And Mike Moustakas, the pinch hitter. The double switch has Carlos Asuaje coming in at second base for Jose Perella. Comes out of the game, and the new pitcher, Jose Castillo.
Jose's allowed just 1 earned run over 11 games. That's over 11 innings of work. He inherits 2 runners. Big at bat right here. That's a big league pitch there. Off speed for a strike. And here are the numbers. 19th game for Jose. The strikeouts jump out at you, and also the splits. He's done well.
Little pop up. Ellis will not have a play. And it's harmlessly in front of the Padres dugout, third base way. And Moustakas gets another chance here, down 0-2. Fine numbers between Kansas City and with Milwaukee. 22 home runs, 68 runs batted in. Twelfth game that he's gotten into here in Milwaukee. Made 9 starts at third base. Today Travis Shaw starting at third. Runners on, the responsibility of Phil Maton. Struck out 2, gave up 2 hits though. The bunt single by Shaw, who's at second, and the single to left field by Manny Pena, who was at first base. Fly ball center field. Jankowski will move over and make the catch to end the 6th inning. 2 runners left by the Brewers on top 4-2. Tin caps. Luis Torrens, we already know. Of course, the Rule 5 draft choice by the Padres, Lake Elsinore this year. San Antonio Missions, Austin Allen, seen him in spring training, and Ty France in El Paso, San Diego State alumni, promoted from AA San Antonio to AAA.
Get those ABs, get those innings, and start paying dividends at the minor league level. And like you said, might see some in the near future. It's stacked minor league Padres system. Number 1, the pipeline.
Dan Jennings in a pitcher now for Milwaukee.
Last pitched on Tuesday in this series. 55th game for the veteran left-hander. Another guy who has a save this year out of that Milwaukee bullpen. Something Craig Counsell can do.
Carlos Suaje leading it off as part of the double switch. Jennings takes over for Junior Guerra. 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 3. Pitcher of record right now for the Brewers, on top 4-2. Line to center and in for a base hit. Lorenzo Cain plays it on a hop. Suaje aboard to begin things here in the 7th inning.
Padres need base runners. He stays on this breaking ball nicely. And another good sign, lefty on lefty for Carlos Suaje, spanking that one to center.
Top of the order, Travis Jankowski. 1 for 3 day today. Had a bunt single his last time up. Was erased on a double play. The Brewers today have turned 3 double plays. It's been a factor in this game. High strike call to Jankowski.
You know, Don, another good sign for Carlos Suaje going into this game versus lefties this year. 0-98. So good for Carlos getting on base. And the tying run coming up to the plate. Pretty good pitch right there. Pena didn't do him any favors the way he received that pitch.
Towards second base, Scope will throw to first. They get the out there. Now they've got Suaje hung up. In the pickle, and running him down is Scope. Turns out to be a double play, the 4th of the day for the Milwaukee Brewers. Put a little extra to get it done.
Carlos doing everything he can there. There's the out. Now the pickle. Brewers got a snowball fight going on to get Carlos Suaje. And another double play. Ouch.
4-3, 6-4. Hosmer fouls it off to left out of play. For 3 today, and Hosmer did ground in to a double play, one of the 4 in the 5th inning. Foul back, 0-2. Dan Jennings out of the pen. First here for Craig Counsell after 6 from Junior Guerra. Trying to protect a 2-run lead. Fastball running in. Bounces in this time. 2-2. Padres wrapping up the road trip today. First to Chicago, where they split a 4-game series. Game each here, and there's 3-game series so far. Hosmer fouls this down the left field line out of play. Still a chance to win this series. Down 4-2 here. with 2 down in the 7th inning. Chop foul outside of first. Hosmer actually leads the Padres in strikeouts. 106 strikeouts on the year. Had only 104 strikeouts all of last year in Kansas City. His career high is 132. He did that in 2016.
Yeah, hoping that the slugging percentage picks up. Cut down on the strikeouts as well.
On the ground and foul. Dealing with a lefty here in a situation where Hosmer, since the All-Star break, has hit at 182 against lefties.
That's scuffling.
2-2 pitch coming up. Foul back again. Working hard here against Dan Jennings. Swing and a miss, and Hosmer strikes out to end the top of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch. Brewers have a 4-2 lead. With base hit the other way. And with Scope with a 2-run double. Lorenzo Cain with his miscue made by Galvis, so rare, but Galvis comes back and homers. As Freddie Galvis able to get his 7th home run of the year. Padres trailing 4-2.
Very important inning also now for Castillo as he starts a complete inning. We got Mike Moustakas to end the 6th.
And with Lorenzo Cain to open up the 7th inning. And a very half-hearted swing right there. Kind of changed his mind in the middle for Lorenzo Cain. Did go around, down 0-2.
You know, Don, how I always say that the Padres should stay in slam range, right? But right now the Padres are in bloop and blast range, trailing by 2. Got to keep it there.
Line to first on the backhand. Hosmer for out number 1. One away, and brings up Christian Yelich. Yelich has walked, grounded into a fielder's choice, and last time up popped out to Eric Hosmer at first base. I feel very deep here on Yelich, who has 18 home runs on the year. First year here in Milwaukee for him.
Going into this game against left-handers, Christian Yelich hitting a .359 clip. That's having one heck of a year. Kane leading off today, .356 off of left-handers.
Bouncing in 1 and 2. Attendance today 39,041 on hand for game 3 of the series. 39,041. Today is Kids Day, but it's also Senior Citizens Day. All at once.
Nice.
A lot of kids here today. A lot of camps. This one popped up foul. Third base way. Spangenberg will make the catch. Bangs into the wall, but holds onto the baseball. Nice play by Corey Spangenberg. Had the tarp to deal with, the railing, and he makes the grab over there.
That's really good concentration for Corey. And you know what else I like? No fan interference. They all kind of went away from the railing, allowing Corey Spangenberg to try to make that play. And there's our kid friend there on the left. Fan of the game.
2 down in the 7th inning. Jesus Aguilar 0 for 3.
You know, that's what's great about coming to the ballpark. Young and old alike have a great time. I've seen San Diego fans here. In fact, Jim and Vi Taylor are here from San Diego celebrating their 29th anniversary right here at Miller Park, rooting on the Friars. Say hi to their family back home. So congratulations, guys.
Aguilar 0 for 3 today, striking out twice. Fouls it off. Down 1 and 2. Castillo's retired all 3 Brewers that he's faced since coming into the game. Stockista in the 6th, opened the 7th here by getting Kane to line out. Yelich to foul out. Good play by Spangenberg. Swing and a miss, and Aguilar fires down his bat and his helmet in frustration as he strikes out for the 3rd time today. 4-2 Milwaukee. where the Brewers are going to use their third pitcher of the game, Jeremy Jeffress, into the game.
Well, we saw Jeremy earlier in this series. That was last night in the 8th inning. 1 hit in an inning pitch. He struck out 2. Nice numbers for the right-hander. He's got closing experience as well.
Renfroe, it's his 4th plate appearance of the day. His walk popped out first, last time up double to left. It's one of the 9 Padres hits in this game. Same number of hits for Milwaukee, but Brewers enjoy a 4-2 lead. 0-2. Kirby Yates up in the pen for the Padres. So far, I've used Maton and Castillo, relief of Erlin. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Changes defensively for the Brewers. Orlando Arcia has come in at shortstop for Milwaukee. Bill Reyes waits on deck. Moving from short to first is Hernan Perez. Coming out of the game after striking out was Aguilar. Striking out is Renfroe to begin things here in the 8th inning. Time now to take a look at the top tier play brought to you by Arco. Franmil Reyes with a single in the 1st inning, a double in the 4th inning. 2-hit day today. Here he is in the 8th inning with 1 out and the base is empty. Reyes now, Spangenberg next. Padres batting here in the 8th, trailing by 2. Strike 1. Jeffress featuring a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Scoreless 8th in last night's game. There he is in the 8th today.
I like his intensity. I like how he pounds the zone. Jeffress. His fastball, his breaking ball.
On the ground, slowly hit. Shaw was deep, and his throw will be in time. Just got him. Shaw was backed up and to race in to make that play, and just gets Reyes at first. 2 down.
No room for error right there. A nice smooth play by Shaw. Times it perfectly on the glove hand side. The flip throw. Big stretch for Perez. Moving from shortstop to first base.
2 down here in the 8th for Corey Spangenberg. Strikeout victim in the 1st, walked in the 4th for grounding out to the mound in the 6th inning. Left side, deep short. Arcia can't handle it. And reaching at first base is Spangenberg.
Well, there's your bloop. And the Padres need a blast.
Margot on deck.
Spanking that ball exactly where it's hit. Well, that ball took a funny hop. The hop has nothing to do with it, but it did look like it came up a little bit. Arcia just could not find the handle on the transfer. And with Corey's speed, I don't think there's any chance of him getting it.
Base hit for Spangenberg. 10th hit of the game for the Padres. And Manuel Margot in a pinch hit here. The 2 down in the 8th have been on the bench until now. 257, 5 homers, 37 runs batted in. Fouls it off for strike 1. This record with leading after 7 innings. 55-1 are the Milwaukee Brewers. That's incredible.
It is. You know, every team has ups and downs with their bullpen, but the constant has been that, holding those leads. Plus the home runs are huge too.
0-2. Fooled him there. Flip foul off to the right out of play. Oh, 2 to Margot. Tying run at the plate for the Padres here in the 8th inning. And a swing and a miss. Jeffress strikes out Margot. Padres leave a runner to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 Milwaukee. Casino opening in 2019 is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. By Mozzie Heating and Air, San Diego's choice for heating, cooling, and solar. And by RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. Padres trailing 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The closer, Kirby Yates, into the game here, trying to keep this a 2-run deficit as he takes over for Jose Castillo.
Well, last time Kirby was out on the hill was in Chicago prior to the off day here in Milwaukee. He needed some work. That was back on Sunday. Not a safe situation, a deficit situation. Got to hold the Brewers with that 2-run lead. And then the Padres last chance at the top of the 9th.
Ryan Braun leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th.
Kirby's done a nice job though recently. He's allowed just 2 earned runs over 13 games. That's over 13 frames pitched against the NL Central teams this season.
Bloop down the right field line, foul. Braun, Perez, and Shaw scheduled to bat in the inning. On the ground down the third baseline, foul. Swing and a miss, and Braun strikes out to open up the bottom of the 8th. 1 down.
That's the splitty. Down and in, and Braun right over the top of it at 87.
1 down here in the 8th, and it brings up Hernan Perez. Perez is flied out to center, single, and struck out. Perez, who started the game at shortstop, a couple of very good offensive plays at shortstop, since has moved to first base. That's here with 1 down in the 8th. Perez now, Shaw next. Brewers batting in the 8th, trying to add on to a 2-run advantage. Moving ahead to the 9th inning. Galvis, Ellis, and Asuaje scheduled to bat in the inning. Down the right field line, headed foul.
Fifth straight appearance for Kirby, not being a safe situation. You can bet on the splitty right here, probably.
Line to center. Over is Jankowski. Perez on for the 2nd time today. A 1-out single here in the 8th inning. Well, the Padres will head home after the ball game today in Milwaukee and get ready to open up a series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Rhys Hoskins has had an impressive season as Drupal Cabrera changing teams and moving to Philadelphia, and Aaron Nola last 10 starts 8-2 with a 2.40 earned run average. Series starts tomorrow night.
You know, the one thing I look at the Phillies going into today's action, a half a game behind the in front of the Braves. Not doing well against the West, the Phillies. On the road, 34-26, but against the West, 9-14. They're doing really well. The Phillies are overall at 64-50. I wouldn't have bet that.
One out, one on. Travis Shaw has had a 3-hit day today. 3 singles. Last one a bunt single. Starting to stop at first base for Hernan Perez, but he's back to the bag. Didn't run, and no throw from A.J. Ellis.
Donnie, I want to correct myself if I can. May I?
Sure.
Phillies on the road below 500, 26-32. Against the West, they're above 500, 14-12. So they play well against the West.
That's much different than what
Yeah,
you said before.
I made a mistake. Yeah, I was wrong.
One out, one on.
Much different.
Throw over and back, diving at first is Hernan Perez.
Looking at the wrong column. Wrong line, I should say.
I feel very deep for the Padres here on Travis Shaw. He's got 23 home runs on the year. We'll check here on Perez. Kirby Yates coming in for Jose Castillo, who went an inning in the third, allowing no hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out a batter. So Phil Maton, 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits, no runs. Bobby Erlin currently on the hook. Runner goes as Shaw fouls it off to the left out of play. So Perez back to the bag at first. Chops it foul over by the Brewers dugout, beyond it. Juan strikes out to begin the inning. Hernan Perez with a single to center. So runner at first and 1 down. Swing and a miss, and Shaw strikes out. Second strikeout for Kirby Yates since coming in. 2 down in the 8th inning.
Well, we know about the split finger fastball, and you know, Kirby Yates has 3 quality pitches. Talk about the slider, he'll show once in a while, the splitty for the put away, but also don't forget about the 95, 96 mile an hour fastball from Kirby, and he blew him away right there.
2 down, Perez at first, and it brings up Jonathan Scope. He's been on twice, reaching on a fielder's choice. His big hit was an extra base hit, a 2-run double in the 4th inning. Did he go? No, says Bill Miller. Widens his lead a tad over there. Popped up foul, backing out of play, 1-1. Kirby Yates allowing just 2 earned runs in his last 13 games, 13 innings pitched. Holding opponents to a 170 batting average. Be better with men on base. 131. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Runner goes on the ground, foul outside of third. Second time Perez has taken off. Second time it's been fouled off.
Fastball up.
See if he can get Scope to chase on a 1-2. He does, and strikes him out. Ends up striking out the side. We head to the 9th. Padres have work to do, trailing 4-2. 7th home run of the year. Padres back within 2. That was in the 6th inning. Padres needed some more from Freddie Galvis. As we move on to the 9th inning, it'll be Galvis leading it off against the new pitcher and closer for the Milwaukee Brewers, Corey Knebel, into the game.
Pretty much a two-pitch pitcher. He's got the fastball and he's got the over-the-hand curveball. 14 saves, 36 appearances for the right-hander. Good splits against lefties, righties. Okay, 268. He's given up 7 home runs. Padres a bloop and a blast away from tying this one up.
And here comes Freddie to lead it off. Showed you the home run. He's also walked, grounded out today.
He's a strikeout pitcher as well. His strikeout per 9 innings pitched ratio 12.5. Almost 13 for Knebel.
Popped up foul off to the left, out of play. We saw him in a non-save situation. Now in here in a save situation. Foul back, 1-2. Operating at 97 miles an hour.
Here comes the hammer. Spike curveball from Knebel.
Grounded foul. Probably wanted a little lower than where it ended up.
Well, the Padre pen has done well this series, Donnie, for San Diego, huh?
11 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 runs, 13 strikeouts, and 3 walks. But really, that's been the case all year.
Outstanding.
Elevates and Galvis does not chase. 2-2. Galvis now, Ellis currently on deck. Fouled off again. Good at bat here for Freddie Galvis, hanging tough against Corey Knebel. First hitter of the 9th inning, trailing by 2. Close pitch, but inside. Full count.
Take a look at that last pitch. Does he dot inside? No, that's well off the plate inside. Clearly a ball.
And he walks Galvis to begin things here in the 9th inning.
Wow. From a curveball.
So the leadoff walk to get it started, and it'll bring up A.J. Ellis. I mentioned the Philadelphia Phillies will be in town for the next 3. Jacob Nix will be making his major league debut. Joey Lucchesi and Clayton Richard scheduled trio for the Padres against Philadelphia Phillies. That's all 3 games on Fox Sports San Diego. Here's A.J. Ellis tying run at the plate. Lined into a double play, struck out swinging, and grounded out to third. Now behind 2-0.
Plate's moving around on him.
Throw to first, and Galvis is just getting his lead when that throw went over. Able to cross over to get back to the bag successfully. Outside, not close, and it's 3-0. And Abel right now on the wild side. So the Padres can take advantage of this. 7 balls, 4 strikes since coming in. Walks Galvis now behind A.J. Ellis, 3-0. Strike call. Ellis now, Suaje on deck. Padres batting top of the 9th, trailing by 2. Ellis fouls it off. Full count down. Back-to-back fastballs. Curveball's been a little bit all over the place for him.
Not even close.
Galvis held on by Perez at first base. Nobody out in the 9th. Ellis fouls off another fastball. Time call. Holding on to the baseball a long time. Knebel. Payoff pitch coming up to A.J. Ellis. That is ball 4, and he has walked the first 2 here in the 9th inning. Pitching coach headed back out there again. It's time to talk to his closer with 2 on, nobody out.
Well, the last thing I would think that a pitching coach wants to do is throw something mechanical into the head of Knebel. It's probably just to calm down. Okay, let's regroup here. See how you want to go after a Suaje. But man, home plate is moving all over the place. And this is where I would think Carlos Suaje got to be taking a strike, don't you think?
Now the way he has been so wild, yeah, you can't help but think about that situation of coming in a non-save situation. Just kind of messed him up maybe a little bit. And here he is in a save situation and trying to get out of this game with a save, but he has walked the first 2 in the 9th inning.
And you know, in this game of baseball, you play to win on the road, tie at home, right? Will Suaje be bunting here? I would think so. I think swinging away, but then again, you never know. And at third base is Travis Shaw. You've heard that saying before, right, Donnie?
Yeah.
Play to win at home.
Sure.
Play to tie at home, win on the road. That's what it is.
Bluff off the backside, no throw, and no indication as to what a Suaje may be doing.
Yeah, he stayed in the hitter's stance. Even at the bag is Shaw at third base. He's in a little bit, just maybe a little bit.
Suaje will take strike 1. Galvis at second, Ellis at first, nobody out in the ninth. Junior Guerra, the starter today for the Brewers, who had 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Saw Dan Jennings for an inning, Jeremy Jeffers for an inning, both scoreless, and now Corey Knebel has walked the first 2 here in the 9th inning. Falls behind, 2-1. Did not throw a strike. The Counsell not enjoying this at all. Ball 3.
I think you might get Hader up. Hader did not pitch last night. Oh, we got a righty warming up.
Joaquin Soria.
Soria went an inning last night. The reason why I mentioned Hader is because you've got lefties due up. Top of the order, Jankowski and Hosmer.
Suaje fouls it back, full count.
Players on the bench for San Diego: Austin Hedges, Christian Villanueva.
Travis Jankowski to be next here in the 9th inning. 2 on, nobody out. Galvis walked, Ellis walked. Now a full count to Carlos Suaje. That's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. 3 straight walks for Corey Knebel. Amazing. Bases filled with Padres, nobody out in the 9th inning. Counsell back on the phone again. Travis Jankowski. He's grounded into a couple of double plays today. Padres have grounded into 4. Ball 1.
Wow, this is unbelievable.
Two and 0.
You can't tell me that it's not in the head of Corey Knebel.
23 pitches, 14 balls.
That's where you start aiming it, start squeezing a little bit.
Jankowski taking the strike, and it's 2-1. I really got to be in take mode here for the moment until he figures this out.
Sure.
Proves that he can throw a strike. His 25th pitch coming up of the inning. Foul backhand out of play. 2-2. But Counsell wondering if he can figure this out on the fly. Jankowski will ground one. The pitcher throws home, and safe at home is Galvis, and the Padres are within a run. Knebel got in front of Shaw. Might have been an easier play for Shaw. And Knebel fires it. And Galvis is in. It's now 4-3. Bases loaded, still nobody out. And here comes Craig Counsell. So Corey Knebel be leaving this game.
Yeah, you're right. That was Shaw's play. If Shaw fields that ball, he's got a better angle. Knebel is moving towards the third base line. and that throwing lane starts to shrink as he goes towards that line. Would have been a much better play for Travis Shaw to me.
So Knebel will depart. Soria will be in 4-3 Brewers. Infield hit and a run. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Joaquin Soria now into the game.
Last pitch last night against these Padres, an inning, a hit. It was an unearned run that he gave up, and he struck out 2. He's got some work to do, inheriting 3 runners with nobody out.
Eric Hosmer 0 for 4 today. 1 career grand slam on his resume. Lifts a fly ball to short right field. Yelich coming in. Getting ready is Ellis. Makes the catch. Not running is Ellis, and that's out number 1. Not deep enough. And certainly not with A.J. Ellis' speed. So 1 out.
Well, this is a tough situation for any reliever. Soria coming into this game, tack on 3 more inherited runners. Prior to this game, he's inherited 13-0. None have scored.
Renfroe has been on twice today, a walk and a double. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 94 on the fastball.
Doesn't have to be a homer. A single here possibly scores 2.
Foul back, and it's 0-2. Renfroe 3 grand slams in the last 3 years. Member of the Padres. Down 0-2. Bases loaded, 1 out of the 9th inning. Padres trailing by a run. Wow, very close, but it was outside.
Yeah, not even close.
The 1-2 pitch. In the air to left field for Renfroe. Deep far, and that is very gone. Grand slam for Hunter Renfroe. Padres take the lead. 12th home run of the year for Hunter Renfroe. And the Padres take the lead in the 9th inning.
Well, a lot of crying in their beer right now here in Milwaukee. You talk about the Suds going flat. Hunter Renfroe coming through big time. Let's go back to the first pitch. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Soria trying to go upstairs. Now he's 0-2. Lays off that. Okay, bring it on. Turn on it. 94 and gone. Talk about clutch.
Four runs are charged to Corey Knebel. Swing and a miss, and Reyes finds himself down 0-2. Unbelievable turn of events here in Milwaukee as the Padres on top now 7-4. Hunter Renfroe, second hit of the day, grand slam.
Hard sneaking a piece of cheese, especially in America's Dairyland, past that kid right there, Hunter Renfroe.
Outside of first and foul. Reyes staying alive here, 1-2. So Knebel is on the hook in this game now. And now the trainer and manager will head out to check on Joaquin Soria. Looks like he's coming out of this game. So Council going to make the pitching change. An injury here to Soria of some sort. So a pitching change from Milwaukee. Padres now have a 7-4 lead. Knebel walks A.J. Ellis. Walks to Suaje to load the bases. Then the infield hit for Travis Jankowski as Galvis scores to make it a one-run game. In comes Soria and Hunter Renfroe with a grand slam. Puts the Padres on top 7-4.
In comes Soria, and Hunter Renfroe says, sorry about it. Grand slam. Oh, yeah.
Well, the new pitcher, Jacob Barnes, will get as long as he needs to warm up. He's not warming in the pen at the time of an apparent injury for Joaquin Soria.
40th game for Barnes. An inning. Strikeout, I should say, per inning pitched. Lefty's hitting over 300 off this right-hander. I'll tell you what, Craig Counsell, his staff, got to be scratching their heads. Knebel wasn't even close this afternoon.
Knebel ends up going a third of an inning. Gave up 1 hit, 4 runs, and 3 walks. And of course, all the walks turned into runs. Keep in mind, the Brewers were 55-1 when leading after the 7th inning. That is incredible. Man, the Padres on top now, 7-4, still batting here in the 9th inning. Reyes still in the midst of his at bat here. Ball and 2 strikes.
Wow, what a turn of events quickly, huh?
Very quickly. This crowd has certainly gotten very quiet. Some have ducked out. 39,041 on hand today, but many have left. Turn of events here in the 9th inning.
Now the 4th straight game that Hunter Renfroe has homered. You know, we gave him some love in our game open. Talked about his last 3 going 6 for 14.
In the air the other way, deep far, and over goes Yelich at the wall. That ball is gone. A home run. Franmil Reyes homers the other way, and the Padres add on top 8-4.
Really hard holding back the smiles in the Padres dugout, and that is some kind of strong right there. That's a good sign. We showed a lot of Franmil Reyes when he was in El Paso, taking the ball the opposite way for the Chihuahuas.
He's got 9 home runs now in the big leagues. Spangenberg takes the strike, 1-1. 8th member of the Padres to bat here in the 9th inning. Strike 2. Last time the Padres scored 6 or more runs in the 9th inning or an extra inning was last year, September 9th at Arizona in the top of the 9th. Scored 6 runs in that inning. Spangenberg strikes out. Out number 2 of the 9th inning. So the 9th member of the Padres to bat in the inning. And it's going to be Kirby Yates coming up here. His spot in the order, came into the game, struck out the side in the 8th inning, preserving what was a 2-run deficit, giving the Padres the chance to do what they did in the top of the 9th.
Throws right, bats left.
First career Major League plate appearance for Kirby Yates. Takes strike 1. Little dribbler in front of the plate, and the catcher Pena throws to first to end the inning, but what an inning it was. Padres score 6 times. The big blast. Hunter Renfroe with a grand slam. Renfroe gets his 12th home run of the year. 4th game in a row that he's homered. Grand slam. Padres on top 8-4. Velocity, 107.6 miles per hour. Celebrating with his teammates on a huge grand slam. 6 runs in the 9th inning for the Padres, who have taken an 8-4 lead to the bottom of the 9th. And Craig Stammen comes out here to pitch for the Padres. So Yates just batting for himself and not coming back out.
Don't have to burn a position player in that situation. So with the 4-run lead, Craig Stammen.
Manny Pena, the catcher, leading it off. Ball and a strike. Yates would be the pitcher of record right now for the Padres with their 6-run 9th inning. Struck out the side in the 8th inning. Not a save situation for Stammen. And a pop-up. Spangenberg and Ellis, but neither will have a chance. Well behind the Padres dugout. Orlando Arcia on deck. At the top of the order, Lorenzo Cain. Nobody gets on. Christian Yelich would have a chance. Stammen ahead here, 1-2. Strike 3 call. 1 down in the 9th inning. Stammen able to strike out Pena to begin the inning.
Two-seamer, 94 up. Nice. That's the way you like it after scoring 6. First batter in the home half of the 9th. Strikeout. 1/3 of the way there.
1 out. Oswaldo Arcia, 210 average, 3 homers, 19 runs batted in.
Just call him Waldo?
No, I did not.
I think you did.
No, I didn't. I called him Oswaldo. That's different. The 1 pitch is going to miss.
That's his brother, isn't it?
I think so.
He was a Friar.
Orlando Arcia.
Right.
Thanks for letting it go. 1-1 pitch. That is strike 2, 1-2. One-two pitch to Arcia. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Stammen. 2 down. That's 5 strikeouts in the last 2 innings for Padres pitching.
And going right after him, why not? There's another fastball at 94.
2 outs in the 9th, and it's the top of the order, Lorenzo Cain. One for 4 in the game. Infield hit back in the 3rd inning for Cain. Strike 1. Eleven strikeouts in this game now for Padres pitching.
A great comeback for the Friars on Tuesday, right? Being down 5-0. Great comeback up to this point because of that kid right there and the patience of the hitters prior to him coming to the plate.
Strike 2. So the Padres here with a chance to win the series. After splitting with the Cubs. Some good baseball here on the road in the National League Central. It's 2 very good teams, the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. 1-2 pitch. On the ground to third base. Spangenberg to first. And the Padres win. They do win the series, taking 2 out of 3 from the Milwaukee Brewers. And quite the come from behind victory for the Padres. They win the finale 8-4. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?